So, welcome everyone to this very special address. Last week we heard from Dr. Pillai where he extensively taught us about how to create miracles. A lot has happened in a week. We are currently experiencing the coronavirus spread across the world. The stock market is volatile. Many people are overcome with fear and panic. But 2 days ago, Dr. Pillai performed a fire lab for global protection and health. And in his address, he said, "It is time to go to God." One may think that this time may increase fear, and this time of increased fear and disease can contradict 2020 being the year of miracles, which Dr. Pillai declared. But if you listen closely to his Year of Miracles webinar, you might have heard that Dr. Pillai said, only through God and the realization of our own true potential are miracles possible. Now we are faced with a choice between fear and God, panic and peace. We are so grateful for Dr. Pillai for joining us today to talk more about this age of miracles and how this year and your commitment plays a part in our personal and evolution on the planet. Thank you so much for Dr. Pillai for being here and helping everyone through this time.
It's just ironic to talk about miracles at a time when our lives are in danger. The scientists are not able to do anything. The politicians, nobody can do anything. And we are facing a very big global disaster. It's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for everybody, especially for the people who are very proud of their science and technology, and they are living in an ivory tower. They have been living up to now in an ivory tower. And now a little virus with an RNA, and it can kill you. Doesn't even have a two helix. It's just one. Invisible, but then can kill people. It's the time that we have to look into our civilization, whether we have really created a civilization. Civilization means our knowledge and control, where our knowledge is not complete. It's not even able to help us to live. We are aging, and we cannot control that. And a small virus can kill thousands and thousands of people globally. So we have to look into a different model of civilization. And if you look into the past, people had lived life without suffering, in absolute joy. And this is at least the concept of the Tamil Siddhas from that tradition. And my teachings comes from that tradition. It's not the only group. There are other groups representing the old world, where people thought that this body for which, we are doing everything, our job, running around, making money, everything is to take care of this body, but the body has its own destiny. It is aging, it is susceptible for diseases and pain and death. That's why we have to look at a different model, a different paradigm. Not that all scientists are arrogant. Even Einstein said that where science ends, the religion begins. I wanted to know how God created the world because everything is so perfect. And prior to him is Max Planck, who said matter originates from consciousness. Planck is the smallest particle that you could conceive of. And how to live that reality is the challenge. And if we are not just flesh and blood. If we have a light body, a body of light, we are really a body of light. When the body is dead, we are not dead. We have the subtle body still alive, that it reincarnates over and over again out of ignorance. So when this ignorance will be complete, when we are able to completely conquer our embodiment and then have a different body, a different mindset. And now everything that we have committed to is a very tiny, tiny piece of reality that becomes visible to our eyes, and we cannot see with our eyes that it is not a reality. Everything has been reduced to our sight. Anthropologists have done a lot of work on that. How vision is so important. It is Maya, it is not, we are a bunch of electrons. And if you want to go to Planck, it's, you are even beyond protons, the subatomic particles. And that is the man who said that matter arises out of consciousness. What is consciousness? Knowingness, life. We have not even asked the question of what is life and how it leaves the body. And is the life just living with this huge body of ours? Is it not life? The virus is a life too. It is not dead. And even one cell that we have has 1 trillion molecules. And totally we have about 43 trillion molecules. And they have life too. They are not inanimate. Why are we not identifying with the molecules or protons and neutrons and other subatomic particles? Why are we just have become victim to language and making sounds and then pleasures, and then this is all totally ignorance. To me, this disaster was created by God, if you don't believe in God, by the universe, which wants to evolve human beings to a better place. It's not that I'm seeing something new. I'm using a lot of science because we understand science better. Jesus said, why did he come? He came for only one purpose. And that purpose is heaven on earth. The kingdom has to come to the earth plane as it is in heaven. And that was the purpose. Until then, you just eat, like, give me my daily bread, because I got to eat that. Otherwise, the body will die. But the ultimate thing is heaven on earth. Thy kingdom come to this earth plane as it is in heaven. Why? So that there is no suffering. As long as we have this physical body full of germs and wounds, we are going to suffer. The miracle that Jesus wanted to do was that miracle. Did he succeed? Yes and no. I'm not going to go into that because I have talked about it elsewhere. And I talked about the Holy Ghost and Jesus. So it is relevant that I declared that this year of 2020 is the year of miracles. At least theoretically, we will come to understand what is a miracle. A miracle is one we are able to master everything around us, our finances, our health. You know, our health is in danger now. We cannot even breathe. There are now respirators available in the hospitals. Can we breathe without oxygen? Yes, we can. But we have not explored what is prana and what is oxygen and what is hydrogen. Hanuman used to live forever. He's still living. All the gods and goddesses, the angels are living not with oxygen. Why have we not looked at it? So we are in a very, very primitive level, although we call ourselves very civilized and advanced in science and technology. So in that sense, this course is going to be the course of miracles. Every lesson that I would teach would be tied to delimit us, delimit our mind, delimit our body, delimit our knowledge, and get into a dimension in which language itself becomes a tool that creates ignorance, which we call a great tool, but it is a tool for ignorance. Why did I start teaching phonemic intelligence? One phoneme, like ah, can give you omniscience. We have some scientific proof that the sound ah creates global representation in the brain, meaning that every part of the brain responds to that. Where did that knowledge come from? Not from people working with the fMRI. fMRI was not there, but they knew how to experience the smallest particle of the sound and then use that sound in a way that it unfolds itself. The sound will do two things. One, it will hide the reality and give you the Mayic delusional reality, and then it also go deeper and give you the unmanifest reality. The miracles belong to the unmanifest reality. We are just atomic particles, subatomic particles. We don't see that. We don't live that. What we live is just only relationship problems, health problems, and coronavirus problems, all these kinds of problems. But anyway, this is the time for us to reflect on it. And it's a good beginning for people to learn and then kneel down and ask for one thing from God. Give us intelligence. To the race, to the whole race, intelligence. And that is what has differentiated us from animals. But we have not fully been able to use even our physical brain. So that is the lesson we have to learn. And that is, we will certainly, overcome the current crisis. But there will be some problems, and we will have to pray And all of us will pray to the Almighty. We are your children. We are ignorant. And you are teaching us. Please, teach us what Jesus came to teach. Thy kingdom come to this earth place as it is in heaven. And that is the purpose of life. And that will be the content of the course, as I have mentioned before, that I will be teaching. Now, let us close our eyes and pray from our heart, mind, and soul to the Almighty, to the nature, invisible God. We are ignorant. You are an embodiment of incarnation of wisdom. Give us the wisdom so that we can protect ourselves from dangers like this coronavirus. We do not know how to protect ourselves. Please use your miraculous powers and protect your children. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Pillai. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Now we will, I will tell you a little bit more about how you can continue to participate in the prayer and meditation calls. So the original intention of this session was going to be a workshop to recap what Dr. Pillai taught last week and to really get you going on your new practice. Well, we're going to do one better than that. As you know, when we mentioned last week, Dr. Pillai always over-delivers. He wasn't supposed to be on today's webcast, and he came out of compassion because he knows people are suffering, and it's so important for him to know, to give you comfort and solutions. That is what he is here to do as a guru, as a teacher, as an enlightened master. So a few things that we have brewing at Pillai Center for you to participate in. One is that we are going to take these teachings that he gave last week on March 8th, as well as today, as well as the Fire Lab and the Prana Holy Spirit meditation that he did just a couple days ago. We'll bring all of that together and deliver them to you in free weekly teaching, meditation, and prayer calls. We want to make sure that everyone feels totally supported during this time of need. Remember, it is a time to get on your knees and pray to God, to give ourselves over to God, to surrender, and to ask, right? Ask for the ignorance to be lifted, ask for intelligence. So what I need you to do now, if you're interested in participating in these free weekly calls, is on the viewing page, there is a link that says, get your free meditation, I think, something of that nature. Click on that, add your name to the list so that we can send you all the details about these calls and we can give you reminders. When you click on that link, you will also be able to receive the meditation that Dr. Pillai gave during the first webinar for miracles. So you'll have everything that you absolutely need to get started. But I'll review exactly what to do this week before our calls begin. Our weekly free meditation and prayer calls will start on March 22nd. So 1 week from today on a Sunday, there'll be 9 a.m. Pacific time. So put your name on that list. You'll get all the information that you need, and we'll begin with your teachings. Now, I did tell you and promise that this would be kind of a workshop style, so I will give a bit of information here so that you'll be able to get going this week. Also, one other thing, we're giving away one lucky person is going to receive the Ascension to Bliss program. It's one of the early bird bonuses for the Science of Miracles program, the one-year course Dr. Pillai is teaching. And I will let you know after I make all these announcements, I'll let you know how you can win that. But you have to be here live in order to do that. So here's how I want you to get started this week. Because Dr. Pillai joined us, we're not going to do the meditation. We'll just move right into kind of giving the teaching, setting you off on your own to begin your daily practice and start our weekly calls next Sunday. So, and then I'll also answer any questions you have about this week's teachings from Dr. Pillai, as well as the Science of Miracles program. And I'll go through some dates for that as well. So first, in order for you to get started on your regimen, your practice this week, we have provided you with the 10-minute meditation from the March 8th full moon webcast with Dr. Pillai. He gave us a beautiful guided meditation on how to get rid of karma and begin the delimitation process. He said today that he will be teaching how to delimit the mind in the Science of Miracles program. He'll be going into more in-depth teachings month after month in that program. So it is a year of journey with him. However, for those of you who aren't able to join that program, we're making sure that you have everything that you need. You'll want to download this 10-minute meditation. If you did not already receive it via email, then just put your name on that list by clicking on the Receive Free Meditation link on the viewing page. After you do that, what I'm asking you, or we're asking you to do, is to do that meditation at least once a day. It's only 10 minutes long. You can do it in the morning, in the evening, midday, anytime, as long as you do it. Begin that process. There is another meditation Dr. Pillai did just 2 days ago. We're in the process of extracting that meditation and the mantra loops to it so that we can provide that to you as well. This is also why it's very important for you to put your name on that email list so that we can send all this free information and practices to you. Then you'll be able to do the prana, Holy Spirit, what we're calling the spiritual defense meditation, as well as the Taste of Miracle meditation. There'll be two free meditations that you've received this week, as well as about a half an hour of fire lab that Dr. Pillai performed, where he recited over 50 different mantras. We're making that available to you also. So much for you to begin your spiritual practice, especially right now when people are staying at home, which is the safest thing to do. You'll have all these spiritual practices to be able to do. Okay, now for the teachings that we're going to get started on. Last week, I asked Dr. Pillai, what's the methodology for miracles? And he said, well, step one is think differently. Think differently. So you might think, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to think differently? There's ways for you to help you think differently. Ways that you, and he even mentioned them. They have to do with influence from your birth chart, from your parents and your lineage, your ancestry, your environment, your culture. There's all these ways in which we've been conditioned to think, from past lives to current life influences that are creating our thought process. And only through this delimiting process can we end those thoughts and think differently. The mindset is the foundation for change. And so that's what Dr. Pillai mentioned last week. So this week, what I want you to do is watch your thoughts, especially in this time where we're dealing with financial crisis, with health crisis, and most of all, it's becoming more of an internal consciousness crisis, right? And how can we contribute to peace? How can we contribute to positivity, to light, right? Dr. Pillai talked about how we are the light body. We are not this manifest flesh. We are the unmanifest. The miracle is the unmanifest, right? And that is our soul, that is our spirit. So let us be that light. Let us be that peace in this time where things are a little crazy in the world. So that's your homework for this week. That's how we're going to get started on your path of miracles. Do the meditations. There's 2 of them. And then start with the first practice, which is think differently. And so when you feel a fear, a concern, a panic, thoughts that don't serve your highest good. It's a time to stop, to breathe. And you may notice it in your body. Where do you feel panic? Where do you feel fear? Maybe it's in your gut, maybe it's in your heart, maybe it's in your shoulders, maybe it's in your head. Notice that when these things are arising in you, so that you can shut it down, or breathe through it. Really, not shutting it down, but allowing and understanding it's there. We're all very psychic, so we're feeling it from other people, right? The panic and the fear that is happening. We're feeling it from other people. So breathing through it, letting it go, and trusting in God. And if you want to do the practice that Dr. Pillai just said, is get down on your knees and pray to God for intelligence, and pray to God for heaven to come to the earth plane. Okay, so this is our beautiful practice for this week. We can be the shift that we want to see in this global phenomena, this situation that is currently happening. And we're in a very unique time. Dr. Pillai very specifically said, God wants to evolve human beings. So we can look at this as this is our opportunity to evolve. This is our opportunity to evolve. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where the miracles happen, because we are engaged in that, as opposed to going with the flow of a collective consciousness that is in panic right now. You are not those people. You are not that consciousness. You're the light. You are the torch bearers. You are the ones in prayer. You are the ones bringing peace and love and intelligence through our surrender to God, because that's what God wants us to do. That's how the evolution process goes. So that's how you get started this week. Okay, that's it. There's not a big long checklist. Is that okay? So I'm so excited for us to be on this journey. Now, how you stay in touch? Go to Dr. Pillai's community on Facebook, and it is maybe someone can post the link here in chat. But even if you just search Dr. Pillai Global Community on Facebook, you'll find that. Join that community. We'll be making sure that regular updates get posted there. You can also share your experiences of what you're going through right now and get support from this global community of like-minded people who are on this spiritual path and who are believing in and trusting in Dr. Pillai's teachings and empowerments. Okay, so I told you I would tell you a little bit more about the Science of Miracles, some dates that are coming up, as well as how you can receive a free Ascension to Bliss program, which is worth $150. And Dr. Pillai just recorded this, the full moon in January, which is a full moon of Ascension. It was a powerful time for healing, as well as it's a time for when Swami Ramalingam, on that date in 90 something, or 88, turned his body into light. So it was a very powerful day. Dr. Pillai gave a teaching in a very intimate setting, and basically in his meditation hall. So that's what you'll receive. So I'll tell you how to do that in just a minute. Okay, so for the Science of Miracles, if anyone has any questions about how to join, what it is, write them in the chat. I will get to those. And now, though, what I want to make sure you understand is that on Tuesday, March 17th, there is another deadline or opportunity, I should say, for bonus that you will receive when you register. If you are kind of new to what we're talking about here, Dr. Pillai last week announced his year-long miracles program. It's called the Science of Miracles. And it is where it is the only opportunity for the entire year for you to engage with Dr. Pillai on his most in-depth teachings, most coveted teachings. He just gives this group everything. He always gives his all, but this is a consistent all, right? This is a year-long, month after month. You're really inside his sphere of miracles, his consciousness, for that long of a period of time. And that's how the change happens, as well as with these remedies that are performed on your behalf in India, which is for protection, which is for a miracle consciousness. We've added several new miracle remedies that are being performed on your behalf to tap into this miracle consciousness. Remember, he mentioned the unmanifest is the miracle. We getting beyond our limited mind. So last week he talked more in depth about what he'll be teaching. He'll be helping us to activate the pineal gland. There is where miracles can happen. He said he'll help us today. He said he'll help us in several different ways delimit the mind, delimit the body, delimit all of our limits so that we can get to that world of miracles. So that we are the ones creating miracles. We become miracle makers. Right now, if you feel limited, if you feel stuck, if you feel you're not sure how to change your relationships or your health or your job, your money, this is how, through this program, through his teachings, is how you become the unlimited source to be able to tap into God's light, our own innate power, and manifest miracles in our lives. I have to say, I've been studying with Dr. Pillai for 20 years now, and I've always kind of I got a little bit of taste of what a miracle is like, but it was only recently, I feel like this time is ripe. Even though we are going through this turbulent time, this time is ripe for, like I said, the rubber hitting the road, for miracles happening. And for me personally, been able to see a shift in what I thought was kind of this vague thing of miracles, to being like, oh my gosh, no, there's an actual methodology to it. These beings who have created miracles in the past, Jesus, Ramalingam, the various saints and siddhas, they all had a system. They had a method, and Dr. Pillai is going to teach us specifically what that is and how to do it. And this is where I'm getting very excited about it. He specifically mentioned in our webinar and today about surrender, right? He talked about how we have to kind of give ourselves over to God. So anyway, I won't get into the details, but he will be teaching us step by step on how to manifest miracles, how to be a miracle maker, so that in this time we'll be the ones. So if you're interested in that program, click on the link. It says Science of Miracles program. You'll see all of what is included, and the registration early bird, second early bird is on March 17th, and you will receive a energized silver plate in which you will be guided to, by Dr. Pillai, inscribing a Tamil Om. Dr. Pillai has said that the Om symbol symbolizes God. It's a miracle. It's a miraculous word. It's where it's the source of all things. The sound that sources the manifestation of all things. So it is in self God. Om is God, Dr. Pillai has said. So he'll guide you on how to inscribe it, because it's most powerful to inscribe a yantra with your own hand. That's what he has said. And so we will send you the energized plate and a way to draw it. These will be touched by Dr. Pillai. They're in silver. Silver is more powerful as a conductor for this transmission. You'll be guided on how to use this yantra and how it'll play a part in your daily practice of making miracles. So that is free to anyone who joins by March 17th at midnight Pacific time. So if you're interested in this program, this is a great time to make that commitment so that you receive this bonus power object. The next bonus is March 22nd, which is a week from today, and that is when the Ascension to Bliss program starts. We will be starting that program at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So there is time, if you're in both the Science of Miracles and you want to participate in the global community for healing, they'll be at different times on that day, so you can participate in both of those. So those are our two last early bird bonuses, and the program starts in about a month, which is April 19th. So those are your dates that you need to know. Now, are there any questions about the Science of Miracles course, what Dr. Pillai has said recently? And then we'll do a program giveaway. I'm just checking any questions. Okay, so also in the chat, Chandra posted the link to join the Facebook group. So go ahead and go there, and join the Dr. Pillai, it's called Dr. Pillai, a community. All right, so I don't see any questions. Let me see. How to register for the course. So there's a link. I know this person's asking on YouTube. We can't post links on YouTube, but if you go to pillaicenter.com, there'll be a banner and you can click on that and that's how you'll get to it. Those of you on the viewing page, it's just a link at the bottom of that page. Okay. And then for those of you who want to make sure you're in on the free calls, please click the link on the viewing page that says receive free miracle meditation. And then add your name if you're not already on that email list so that we can send all the free meditations to you, the fire lab, access to the free calls that are happening. They'll be happening every Sunday for 4 weeks from March 22nd through April 12th, which happens to be Easter. And then, yes, Stephanie, thank you. So the Facebook groups, there's multiple Facebook groups, but if at least you join the Dr. Pillai community, you'll hear notices. There are daily watch parties of the meditations and the fire labs. So you want to get in on that so that you have this daily opportunity to tune in, be with your fellow community members and really pray and make a difference. That fire lab was incredible. Dr. Pillai has been going above and beyond, just giving this week. As you might remember, he said he was going into silence. This week he was like, no, can't do that. This is a time of need. I'm here for my people. And he has been rolling it out like nobody's business. So we're so grateful for that. So participate in what he is giving. All right, so now the time for a free course. There, you have to be on the viewing page. So I will select the 9th person that types in Science of Miracles in the chat, and that person will receive a free Ascension to Bliss program. So go ahead, begin your chat typing. And then for those of you on YouTube, yeah, if you have any other questions because you can't get to the links, write to office@pillaicenter.com. Okay. Okay, I need to find you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this person is guest 2748. 2748, since your name is not there, can you please type in your, you can privately actually message me if you don't want to type your email address in the chat and I'll get that to you. So yeah, guest 2748. Okay. And yeah, or put your name or something like that. And then for our, okay, very good. So we'll give away 2 because we have our YouTube friends over here too. So, and they are typing it in. So let me find out who is our winner over here. So much fun. And then I need your information. So 1, 2, 3. Crystal King. Crystal King. So Crystal, I need you to write in to office@pillaicenter.com, letting us know your where to send your free course. And then same with our guest 2748 on the viewing page. Okay, so looks like yeah, go ahead and write into office@pillaicenter.com, guest 2748, as well as Crystal King. So congratulations. I'm excited for you guys. It's an amazing course. It's a really, really he did a couple of different meditations because he was kind of going in and out of like consciousness and and bringing you talking about the veil and the light body and the marmrita. It was really beautiful. So you're going to love that. And then for those of you who are joining the Science of Miracles, you get that the bonus. And if you are aren't joining the Science of Miracles, it is you can still join that course. So I don't know if somebody has that link. Maybe Chandra can post it, but that's where you can actually join that program. And the classes, the weekly sessions begin on next Sunday as well, March 22nd. So two things are starting to happen next Sunday. The Ascension to Bliss program live teaching calls, as well as the free meditation and prayer sessions. Okay. So are there any questions? Hopefully you have everything you need to get started. We're doing the best we can. If you have any suggestions or needs, do let us know. We know this is a very volatile time for everyone, and Pillai Center is committed to our evolution as a whole on this planet. So please know that we're here for you. We're doing the best we can, providing all this free stuff. And for those of you who are joining Dr. Pillai in the Science of Miracles, oh my gosh, congratulations. Amazing that we are taking this huge leap to be with him during this time. So as I said, the program begins with him April 19th. That will be the first teaching. And if you're in the Premier program, we have laid out all the ways in which Dr. Pillai will begin engaging with you, your Nadi reading, your astrology reading, your reading with your manifesting with Meena. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Now, some of you may have been asking about Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is still on. We are definitely doing the live streaming. Dr. Pillai is pretty darn sure that all of this is going to be calmed down by July. So we feel we should be able to have a gathering in July in San Diego as planned. However, we're just putting that on hold right now because we want to get through the next few weeks and month to see how this is going right now. Public gatherings have been banned in California, so we're not planning for it at the moment, but we do feel confident that the live event will happen. And if it doesn't, for some reason, we'll definitely be doing the live streaming. So those of you in the Premier program in Science of Miracles, please know that your access to Guru Purnima is still part of your program. It's just a matter of if it's going to be live or if it's going to be online. When I say live, I mean in person versus online. Right, we're not releasing the hotel just yet because we're just waiting on what's going to happen in the world. But Dr. Pillai definitely feels it's going to occur, and it would be July 2nd through the 5th, and the event will be 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in San Diego. All right, any other questions? Yeah, Veronica says she thinks things will calm down by summer. Yeah, and even, Sylvia Brown said the same thing where it came quickly, it'll leave quickly. So we anticipate that this will all settle down within the next couple months, but we have to be precautious, and that's what we're asking everyone to do. Be precautious, be prepared, be prayerful, and you'll be protected. The dates are for Guru Purnima are July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. July 2nd is Pradosham, then the 3rd, and then the 4th is the full moon. So we'll have 3 days of Dr. Pillai, whether it's in person or online. Either way, it's still happening. Just a matter of we're not going to release the hotel just yet until we have confirmation. Any other questions, comments? Yeah, I do see the YouTube chat. So if you have any questions over there, please go ahead and post them. Veronica says China is starting to go back to normal and Italy is singing. Exactly. So it's okay. It's all going to be okay. Just do what the science is telling you, like Dr. Pillai says, and do what Dr. Pillai is telling you, which is do these meditations. Question, did you say the Premier program details have been sent out or in the Academy site? So when you registered, you should have received a welcome email for the Science of Miracles, and it would give you access to the Ascension to Bliss course, which is your preparatory course before we actually start, so that you have something to do for the next 4 weeks. So when you register for Science of Miracles, you'll get an email, you'll get access to this, to Ascension to Bliss, and then that starts from March 22nd through April 12th. Those will be weekly teaching calls. You'll have access in your academy, at Pillai Center Academy. The Science of Miracles program is not yet available because we have yet to have content for it. But we will release kind of just a shell of a program in a few weeks from now. And then the teaching from Dr. Pillai, though, won't come until after April 15th. And it'll be aired with a group viewing on April 19th for the first group class. Okay, so that's everything that you need to know about getting started in the Science of Miracles. Okay, so one last look at chat. Okay, Helena is asking, how do we register? Go to pillaicenter.com, because I can't post a link in YouTube. So go to pillaicenter.com and you'll see a banner. It'll say Science of Miracles. Click on that. That's the registration page. You can read all about the program and register below. Okay. All right, so I think that's all of our questions. It's been a week. You guys are doing great. You're doing great. Just remember that. So let us close in a prayer, as Dr. Pillai had mentioned earlier. We ask all the divine beings, Ganesha, the goddesses, Dr. Pillai himself, all the angels, the saints, the siddhas, they're all here protecting us. In this time of turbulence, we ask for extra faith, extra protection, motivation, positivity to bring spiritual upliftment to ourselves and others. We ask that the Lord let us be an instrument in your peace and to bring heaven to earth. Namah Shivaya. We close in prayer and appreciation for one another. Thank you. Be safe out there. Protect yourself, your loved ones, anyone in need. There's elderly in your community. Reach out and see what they need. And let us all be a force of good, force of positivity. And I will see you next week, because next week there will be 2 classes and I'll be hosting both of them. One is at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and that is the Ascension to Bliss first teaching program. And the second is on the same day, March 22nd at 9 a.m. Pacific. And that is our free meditation and prayer session, which I'll also be kicking off. And then throughout the following weeks, you'll get the experience of many other Pillai Center teachers and facilitators. So thank you all for being amazing, and connect with us on the Dr. Pillai Community Facebook group, and we'll talk to you soon. Namaste.